What do you think of when you hear the word sustainability? Solar panels, cars, wind turbines? While all of these inventions are important, it is easy to miss why they matter. In a literal sense, sustainability describes how well a system can sustain itself over time, taking into consideration economic, environmental, and social conditions. Society is at a turning point where we have to make fundamental changes to our current way of life so that we live a better world for our children. If we continue to burn fossil fuels at our current rates, global temperatures will rise by around 7 degrees Fahrenheit before the next century. This massive shift in global climate will cause mass extinction, destroy air quality, and raise sea levels. I'm Aimee, and with my classmates,
Adit,
Ted,
and Sean.
we are going to discuss Tech's commitment to sustainability so far, as well as what we can do to improve it. As citizens of the world, we understand we cannot maintain our quality of life without embracing environmental, social, and economic innovations. Striving for sustainability in every environment we engage in is key to improving our lifestyles, optimizing our production, consumption, and restructuring society power structures so they preserve our functioning systems and biodiversity. As Georgia Tech students, we are proud that our school strives to be a leader in sustainability by setting ambitious goals and encouraging student and faculty involvement. Some of the main objectives Georgia Tech's sustainable plan for the next 30 years include ensuring all major construction projects meet the highest environmental building standards, expanding renewable energy use to 10% of energy consumed on campus by 2040, and becoming carbon neutral by 2050. Moreover, Georgia Tech understands the vital role every member of the community plays in building a sustainable culture at Tech and creating the next. Consequently, we believe there is a lot to be achieved before our school can be considered a national leader in sustainability. Georgia Tech has a very ambitious roadmap, but progress can only be made with the support of the institution's different academic, student, and community entities.
A great example of the effort that Georgia Tech has done to integrate sustainable development into its campus is the construction of the Candida Building. The building is located in West Campus and is the most environmentally advanced education and research facility ever constructed in the Southeast. It was built with guidance from the Living Building Challenge, a constantly evolving program that challenges both architects and engineers to reduce the environmental impact of their buildings. The challenge measures the performance of a structure by taking into consideration location, water usage, energy usage, construction materials, social impact, as well as maintaining the surrounding beauty. Remarkably, the Candida Building exceeds the Living Building Challenge's goals, producing a net surplus of water and energy. The building has already inspired design and construction practices in the Southeast to become more sustainable in the future, and has made Georgia Tech review its construction and design standards in order to commit to a more sustainable approach in construction projects for the future. In order to meet its lofty goals, the design of the building uses a range of innovative features to reduce waste, such as water usage. Grey water is cleaned through the creation of a wetland, which is a patch of land where water is collected. Then the water seeps into the soil and recharges an aquifer, where water is then transmitted to wells and treated. Collecting rain and grey water allows the Candida Building to meet its water needs without drawing from Atlanta's limited groundwater and river supply, and reducing the contamination from runoff water while also maximizing water conservation. In addition, the building has triple pane glazing insulation while also maintaining a tight building fitness, thus allowing for the use of low energy systems such as radiant heating and cooling, a dedicated outdoor airflow system, as well as ceiling fans. This efficient temperature regulation and insulation system reduces the amount of energy used by the building, meeting net surplus energy needs and maximizing all natural resources for energy use. No harmful materials or chemicals such as lead, mercury, and polyvinyl chloride were used during the construction of the Candida Building, restricting the use of redless materials. Additionally, large amounts of materials incorporated into the landscape, such as the floor and roof decks, furniture, and stairs, were found from salvage yards. In order for green building projects like the Candida Building to proliferate, they must be economically viable. The approximate cost of constructing the Candida Building was roughly $30 million, which is much higher than what a comparable, less green building would entertain. Often, the sticker price of sustainable projects deters developers from making environmentally conscious choices. However, Studies show that long-term utility savings eventually exceed initial investment costs. While with the Candida Building, the conservation of water collected during storms for indoor toilet use and treatment, as well as the net positive production of clean energy models, show cost effectiveness and that green technologies can and will eventually pay for themselves. Additionally, Georgia Tech aims to become carbon neutral by 2050 by reducing its energy usage to just 50% of its 2007 levels, as well as reducing 5% of its energy demand within the same time period. However, Tech still has a long way to go. In 2019, Tech used roughly 304 billion kilowatt hours of electricity, while only producing around 500,000 kilowatt hours, which is the equivalent of 0.17% of what was produced. In order to achieve this, one of the many things the Institute has done is a focus to create a carbon neutral energy solutions lab that unlocks the greater potential of clean energy. Moreover, most of the energy Tech produces comes from solar panels scattered across the university, but the campus doesn't have enough room to reduce the deficit by simply just adding more panels. Instead, Tech will have to focus on drastically cutting back energy usage and/or wastage in order to achieve its goals, and come up with innovative solutions to produce more energy. This could include use of wind turbines, bioreactors, or something out of the box like geothermal, which the Institute definitely has the talent to produce.
On another note, Tech's student body offers different opportunities for students to get involved in environmentalism and sustainability through clubs like the Student Government Association's Sustainability Committee, or SUSCO. SUSCO is designed to facilitate sustainability-focused discussions across campus, assist student organizations with sustainability initiatives, and promote zero-waste events. Their actions are targeted mainly towards composting, dining, recycling, transportation, clothing, and education. Since 2016, SUSCO has worked to increase GT's rates of composting by making it more accessible and educating the community about its benefits. Composting is important because it enriches soil and restores nutrients, all without a reliance on damaging chemical fertilizers, and it prevents food waste from ending up in landfills. SUSCO is diligently working to implement composting bins in all residence halls, dining halls, and main administrative buildings on campus. The committee has also looked into expanding plant-based dining options on campus, building a system where people have the opportunity to bring reusable containers and cups to dining halls, and increasing the use of locally sourced ingredients. SUSCO understands the importance of spreading information about sustainability and raising awareness to everyone involved with Georgia Tech. To spur enthusiasm for their cause, SUSCO implements innovative and interactive contests, activities, and info sessions targeted at the entire GT community. Activities like the Sustainability Showcase provide students with a platform to create and refine sustainable ideas that could improve Georgia Tech. Also, in the past 3 years, the Sustainability Committee has completed projects that will help Tech reach its sustainability goals for 2050. The main efforts of the committee have focused on updating and reforming the Green Book of the school, which outlines all guidelines that need to be followed when building, remodeling, or retrofitting infrastructure on campus. Guidelines include bike lane specifications, tree and plant cover, and recycling requirements. Additionally, the committee creates yearly issues of sustainable living guides that make information and initiatives accessible to all members of the community.
When we look at the examples set by other prestigious universities, it is clear that Georgia Tech could be doing a lot more to reduce its environmental footprint and get students engaged with sustainability. Georgia Tech prides itself on its prestigious rankings, but it falls outside of the top 50 on the Princeton Review's ranking of green colleges. In general, students aren't opposed to implementing green practices, but sustainability is seldom a major concern. Part of this may stem from the fact that not all students are required to learn about the threat of climate change and the importance of sustainable practices. Georgia Tech's most popular major, computer science, has no such environmental requirement, so many students receive their diploma without learning the root cause of climate change or what actions society can take to prevent a crisis. Some majors, such as industrial engineering, already have an environmental requirement, and Tech should expand this to all majors. This requirement would not be cumbersome to students, since it could be fulfilled by any SLS English, Econ, or public policy class, as well as environmental science or biology. Tech also needs to do a better job of making campus climate data more accessible. Currently, Key information such as the fuel sources, waste management metrics, and water usage are not readily available to the public. Oberlin College in Ohio, which is rated as the number 2 greenest school in the US, offers an environmental dashboard that clearly displays metrics such as CO2 production, water usage, and electricity production. Users can view the data for the entire college or for a single building, which promotes transparency and gives students an opportunity to learn more about the college's environmental practices. Tech needs to make key climate data readily accessible to the public so that people can gauge the impact and push the institute to do better. Using this data, Tech needs to produce concrete plans that will reduce our footprint. Most of the sustainability efforts we have talked about involve Georgia Tech administrative bodies. However, student-led initiatives are equally important. We talked to Mika, the SGA Sustainability Chair, who gave us an anecdote about composting at Tech. The SGA wanted to introduce composting across the campus. However, other departments were pushing back heavily, arguing that it would be too much work without understanding the amount of work actually involved. The talks dragged on and nothing was actually done until one day a student decided to take it into their own hands and made it happen. Once a trial of composting was implemented, it became clear that no one had actually run the numbers and realized the effort required to introducing composting was much lower than anticipated, and the program was rolled out across the campus. This is one of the most important roles that student-led projects play. They're able to cut through the bureaucracy and evaluate the effectiveness of projects much more easily. Student-led initiatives like the Resident Hall Energy Competition can be the most impactful, where resident halls competed against each other to see what group could cut down on their energy usage the most. And whether it's participating in Serve, Learn, Sustain workshops, initiating petitions around campus, or joining a club, just getting involved is key to the change we need. We primarily need to raise awareness on the matter. As a student body united, we work towards a more sustainable future and can push our administration to do so as well.
Tackling sustainability is more important than ever. Georgia Tech has made great strides towards building a sustainable campus, especially with its infrastructure, but everyone needs to play a part. As a community, we need to come together and educate ourselves in order to become more eco-conscious and embrace environmental, social, and ecological innovations. This decade is going to be the most crucial one in our fight towards a more sustainable environment, and our efforts only need to become stronger. As students, the best ways to help are to learn more about the threat of climate change, make eco-conscious individual decisions, and get involved in sustainability-focused groups on campus. Taking an SLS or environmental science class is a good first step because these courses explain in depth what climate change is and what we can do about it. Even for students who plan on going into a field seemingly unrelated to these issues, such as computer science, a strong understanding of these concepts is needed to make sound civic decisions and understand the implications of climate change on the field. In day-to-day life, actions such as using public transportation instead of driving, eating less meat, donating clothing items, and turning off appliances when they are not in use are all good ways to reduce your carbon footprint. Finally, for those who are truly passionate about establishing Georgia Tech as a national leader in sustainability, consider joining SUSCO or SLS as a researcher. Tech's administration does actually listen to its students, so student-led organizations are capable of tremendous impact. With so much at stake, we need everyone on campus to make a contribution. What will yours be?